Hello everyone, it's Evelyn here. Thank you so much for 50 subscribers, it really means a lot to me. So today we're going to be going over my updated Solfachord Fiendsmith deck profile post this most recent Banlist, and I'm also going to be showing the comps again as well. Starting with the main deck first, we have 3 Cupsy Yummy, 3 Marshmallow Yummy, 1 Cookie Yummy, and 1 Lollipop Yummy. And then we have 1 Mignon, 1 Accroquis, and 1 Surprise. And for the Fiendsmith engine, we have 1 Lacrima and 1 Engraver. And then we have 3 Solfachord Promoa, 1 Solfegia, 1 Cutia, and then we have 3 Solfachord Happiness. So those are all the engine cards for the deck. So 3 engines and that amount of cards, pretty impressive. Now I will be going over the non-engine cards, which is about half of the deck. So starting with these, we have 1 Crossroads Designator, 1 Called by the Grave, 1 Triple Tactics Talents, and 1 1-for-1. And then for all the hand traps, we have 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Follows, 2 Droll Mockbird, too bad they put it to 2. Then this is filling in the space of the last Droll, and this works well because we're running Crossroads Designator in the main deck. So 1 Ghost Bell, and then 3 Imperm, and 3 Purge. So this is a 40 card deck list in total. Just slightly different than the list I showed you guys before. Except for adding the Fiendsmith, of course, that's very new and different. Okay, so going into the extra deck now. Gonna get started with our 1 Snatchy, very important. And then we have 1 Musica and 1 Coolia. And then we have 1 of each of the Yummy Synchros, 1 Cupsy, 1 Cookie, and 1 Lollipop. And we also have 1 B-Star Hymn, he's very good. And then 1 Armides, which is our bridge into Fiendsmith. And then for the Fiendsmith engine, we have 1 Requiem, 1 Sequence, 1 Desiree, 1 Typhon, and of course this is not part of the Fiendsmith engine, but it is a Fiend monster. And then for the last 2 cards, we have 1 Link Spider, 1 Link Karibo, and 1 SV Little Knight. Link Karibo is very, very, very important now that we only have 1 Snatchy. I use his graveyard effect a lot. Okay, so there's the extra deck. And then I'll be showing the side deck, which I think is pretty much the same. So we're gonna start out with 2 Montgomery Perulia, 2 Ghost Bell, 3 Retaliating Sea, 2 Thrust, and then for all the trap cards, we have 1 Black Goat Baths, 1 Solemn Judgment, and 1 Anti-Swell Fragrance. So these are like the going first cards. You switch these out for the Fualoses typically. and then 3 evenly matched. These, of course, are for going second. This is the first hand we're going to be going over if you open up Solfachord, Happiness, and 4 other blank cards. So these combos are just going to be slightly different with one Snatchy. Okay, so we'll go ahead and activate Happiness, activating its first effect. So on resolution, we will discard a card, and then we can add 2 Solfachord Pendulum monsters of different scales from decked hand, and then special summon them up to the number of monsters your opponent controls +1. So we can only do one of them if they don't control a monster. Okay, so we'll go ahead and discard this. Oh, there they are. We will add our Promoa and Solfachord to hand, and then we will special summon out the Promoa. And then Promoa effect in a new chain to add a Solfachord card from decked hand that is in herself. So we are going to find the Cutia, adding her to hand, and then we're going to declare Solfachord as effect in hand to special summon herself because we control only Solfachord monsters, and then we will activate her effect to special summon a Solfachord monster from hand, so special Cutia, and then Cutia effect on summon to add a Solfachord Pendulum monster that is in herself from decked hand. So we're going to find ourselves another Promoa. There she is, okay. And then from here, going to link summon Musica off of these 2, like we did last time. And then Promoa effect, because we link summon a Solfachord Link monster, we can add a Solfachord card from graveyard or face-up extra decked hand. So we're going to add Solfachord back to hand. And then at this moment, you activate your pendulum scales of these 2. So if you do it after we summon our next monster, you add a 5th summon, and you wouldn't have Solfachord here to activate Kulia's Omni Negate effect. So you would get nibbed, and that'd be very sad, so don't do that. Okay, so from here, we will link summon Kulia. And now, we will pendulum summon. And then Promoa effect, because we pendulum summoned, I can add herself back to hand. And then from here, going to summon our Link Revo off of Cutia. Now, going to summon our Cupsy Way. And then Cupsy effect on summon will add us Cupsy and Marshmallow. Then you can discard the Marshmallow because you couldn't activate his effect in hand to special himself anyways. And then we will special Cupsy from hand because you can control a level 2 synchro, and then Cupsy effect on summon to add a Yummy card. So of course he searches the surprise. And then from here, we will link off Cupsy. And then Snatchy effect on summon to place Minion. Of course, if you have like another Yummy friend in hand, you can just place this. There's no need to be greedy about it. In this situation, yeah, we place the Minion. And then we'll activate Minion effect to special Cupsy from hand because we control your Link 1 monster. Then from here, we synchro Lollipop away. And then Lollipop effect on summon. Reborning these 2. And we always keep a space open for the Kulia Omni Negate so nothing bad happens. At least while you're doing your combo and everything, but yeah. So now we will synchro summon the Starham. And then Starham effect on summon discard a card as cost to special a monster using its synchro summon. So we'll special back Lollipop. And then what's neat about this is that he can just discard Promoa because she's pretty much not useful at this point anyways. Like if these are 3 useful other cards, then you would probably rather keep these in your hand instead of keeping her in hand. And then from here, we will synchro summon Armedes off of these 2. And then we will link Armedes off for Requiem. And then Requiem effect, trading itself for cost to special summon Lacrima from deck. Or hand, if she's in your hand. But, and then Lacrima effect on summon to send a Fiendsmith card to graveyard. So we will send Engraver. And then from here, Engraver effect, Engraver, shuffling back Armedes for cost to special summon himself. And then of course if your opponent controls a monster, you can activate Requiem effect Engraver attached to Lacrima, and then Engraver can send a Requiem to graveyard to send a monster your opponent controls to the graveyard. And then from here we can go link 2 into Fiendsmith sequence. And then sequence effect to fusion summon. Of course, shuffling back our 3 light fiends. To make our Desiree. And then from here, we'll make SP Little Knight off of these 2. And then if there's like a card on your opponent's field or graveyard you want to banish, then you can activate her effect to do that as well, because we made her with a Link monster. And then we're going to activate Sequence Effect in graveyard attaching to Desiree as an equip spell. So that turns on his negation ability. And then we're going to activate Surprise, special the Marshmallow back, and then Marshmallow effect, we will add the Surprise back to hand from graveyard. And then you could stop here, or you can activate Link Rebo effect in graveyard, tributing Marshmallow for cost of special itself. Not really sure what's better to do. So those are the options. And of course, we used to make a Snatchy with this, but it's only 1 Snatchy now, so it's really not, it's not a huge deal. But yeah, so you'll end up with Kulia Omni Negate, Desiree negate 2 face-up cards, SP Little Knight, of course your Cupsy, and then hopefully you can set Aggro Key during your opponent's turn to destroy a card they control with Snatchy Select once you revive it. And then we have 3 blank cards in hand. So these could be Ash, Purge, Imperm, or just any other useful card that could be good. So this is going to be the second hand we're going to look at. So if you open Promoa and 4 other blank cards. So you can start by normal summoning Promoa, and then Promoa effect on summon to add a Solfachord card from deck to hand. We are going to go ahead and add Happiness. And then we will activate a Happiness effect. Discard a card to add Solfachord and Cutia to hand. And then we will special summon the Cutia. And then Cutia effect on summon to add a Solfachord Pendulum monster that isn't herself from deck to hand. So we will add Promoa to hand. And then from here we will activate a Solfachord effect in hand, do special herself. And then we are going to go link 2 into Ska off of these 2. And then Promoa effect, because we think somebody Solfachord Link monster, we can add a Solfachord card from face up X deck or graveyard back to hand. So you will add a Solfachord back to hand. And then from here, of course, we are going to set our pendulum scales. And then we will link summon Kulia. Now we will pendulum summon. And then from our effect to be pendulum summoned, we can add her back to hand. And then from here, going to go link one into link Rebo. And then off of link Rebo and promo, we're going to make Cupsy. And then Cupsy effect on summon to add Cupsy and Marshmallow. We will discard the Marshmallow, and then we will special Cupsy from hand, and then Cupsy effect on summon. He will be adding us Yummy Surprise. And then from here we will go link one Snatchy. Snatchy effect on summon to place a Yummy field spell. So we will place Minion. And then from here, Minion effect to reborn Cupsy. And then we will synchro into Lollipop Yummy Way. And then Lollipop effect on summon to special back these two. Then from here we can make Starham. And then Starham effect on summon, so we can discard Promoa to special back Lollipop. And then from here, we will synchro summon our middies. And then we will go link one Rec Room, and then Rec Room effect to bring itself to special summon Lackmore from deck, and then Lackmore effect on summon to send Engraver to the graveyard. And then from here, Engraver effect Engraver, shuffling back our middies as cost to special himself. And then we will go link two into Fiendsmith sequence off of these two. And then sequence effect to fusion summon, shuffling back these three. To make Desiree. Then from here we will go SP Little Knight off of these two. And then we will activate sequence effect and graveyard attaching to Desiree. And then we will go Yummy Surprise, special Marshmallow, and then Marshmallow adds Sparks back to hand. So yeah, this is literally the same board, so it doesn't really matter if you open Promo or Happiness, you get the same results. So yeah, you will have everything on the board here, and then also 3 blank cards and a set surprise. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Bye!